How to stay fast in slow waves. Have you ever been frustrated and unable to find the sweet spot on your board, or having the wave race off ahead because you can't pick up enough speed? Today, I'm going to show you a full session with examples of how I maintain speed in small waves. My name is Considine, and this is the Sunday Glide. Alright guys, so today the waves are looking pretty small, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to see if and how I could maintain and generate speed on some tiny 1 to 2 foot waves. I often see this as a massive difficult point for surfers, and so I really think a conversation around this and some examples from this session will be a really big help. Let's get into the session. The first thing I was considering in this session was my takeoff. In small waves, we need to keep a couple of things in mind: our entry speed, our positioning with respect to the braking part of the wave, and how critical we are when we come to our feet. You'll notice on the first few waves here, I'm utilising the fade takeoff. This is a great method to stay nice and critical, bringing yourself closer to the braking part of the wave instead of being on the outside shoulder. As well as being close to the critical part of the wave, there's another important section to these small waves for generating speed, and that's the top half of the wave. You'll see, if people get stuck down the bottom half of the wave, they lose their momentum and lose their ability to generate speed. What I like to do from the takeoff is to pop up and come straight into the top half of the wave by initiating a quick bottom turn. This way, I'll be in the critical part of the wave and I'll be in the steepest section of the wave as well, giving us the fighting chance at generating speed with some pretty gutless waves. Now, the other important point here is positioning on the board and the intricate little pumping maneuver you see here as well. But before we get into that, I had some super fun nose rides that I wanted to dive into. So let's come back to our positioning on the board. You'll notice on every wave I do something in particular, and that's take 2 cross steps forwards after I pop up. This is extremely important because the position on the board where we generate all of our speed as well as our balance is going to be from the middle of the board near the wide point. Too often, we can make the mistake of thinking we need to pump off the tail on longboards. This is in large part due to what we see from shortboards in the pumping maneuvers performed. For a traditional longboard, however, that's not the case, and all of our speed can be effortlessly gained by positioning ourselves in the sweet spot, which is in the middle of the board. Whilst most of my takeoffs usually look like a pop-up from the tail so that I can quickly readjust and position my board where it needs to be, On flat waves, I much prefer to pop up all the way through so my feet land in the middle of the board. This quickly gets me into the speed generating section of the board, so I'm trimming as perfectly as possible as to not produce more drag and stalling on the wave. I also wanted to quickly touch on the pumping aspect I use. This is for critical sections when I need to generate speed down the line to keep up with the wave, in the instance where standing in the middle of the board might not be enough. Here, I place pressure onto the inside rail to commit a sort of mid-board bottom turn. As I do this, I can press on the downward phase and extend or uplift myself to come back higher on the wave. I caught a lot of other fun waves, practicing my speed generation, as well as doing some other weird fun stuff. This is what happened for the rest of the session. Alright guys, thanks for watching that. Hopefully if you got a bit out of it, you were able to watch and I guess reflect and take some stuff out of what happened in that session. With regards to, I guess, positioning on the board, positioning on the wave, and how we think about our position on the wave, especially with respect to our takeoff and then how we gain speed down the line. You know, it's really hard to generate speed on smaller waves, and it'll definitely let us know if we're not doing it correctly, because we'll just lose all momentum and drive. So definitely a good thing to work on. As per usual, we've got another edit of the Sunday Glide coming up in a week's time, and tip time will be coming on Wednesday. So yeah, hope you guys are all getting waves, and until then, we'll catch you on the next one.